In today's video, we take bubbles, dish soap bubbles, and combine them with hot glue drops to create a one-of-a-kind effect. But it doesn't stop there. We take one more special product to create the most shimmery molten gold outcome that boosts this painting into another world. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. The hot glue and dish soap effect. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video. So before I get started today, I want to wish those that celebrate a happy Memorial Day. I hope you enjoy your long weekend. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create an effect that I am going to be personally using in next Sunday's video. So I wanted to get a jump start on this so that you guys could practice. You can come up with some ideas for next week should you want to try this kind of painting. So first, what we need is a canvas that is preferably painted a dark solid color. Now, the only reason why I say dark is because the product I'm going to be using further down the road in this video shows up better on a darker background. So I just chose this dark, I believe it was Payne's Gray or Prussian Blue by Amsterdam. You can, however, do this in a lighter color if you want. You'll see at the end of the video where I'm going with this, and then it'll give you some inspiration on the colors that you want to use. But for demonstration purposes, this is what we're using. So once you paint it and it dries, you're going to want to come in with your hot glue and you're going to want to create some designs. Now, for the ease of this video, I just chose to do dots, but you can design flowers. You can design a house with a hot glue pen. You can design so many shapes, a cat, a feather, just so many designs, okay? But again, I just chose to do something very simple for this first video. Next week's video is going to be a little more intricate. Again, though, I wanted you just to get the hang of this. So all I did was I applied hot glue drops of different sizes all over this canvas. There was no rhyme or reason to the size of each drop. I just wanted some that were big, some that were small. You get the gist. So I wanted to just have kind of almost like for this simple painting, planetary, galaxy-ish kind of look. So that's what I was just thinking of, little planets with little stars around them. And yeah. That's what I was going for. So I also wanted to have some that looked like they were coming out of the side of the canvas. So I let the glue drip over the edge there, but I have my sides taped off. So when this dries, I'll be able to trim it and get rid of that piece that's on the side, and it'll look just like the little planets coming out on the top on the side, if that makes sense. Yeah, you get it. It's like a half circle that's, coming out of the edge of the canvas. So anyway, I continued to put down my drops. And then once I was done with this, I let it dry for about an hour because it is thick puddles of glue. So you don't want to mess around with it right away. Just let it dry, and then once it's dry, you could trim off those sides, as you see me doing right now, with the glue going over it. Let them dry good, and then trim them off. I'll show you what to use for that in a second. It's pretty simple. But yeah, put down some drops or any design, and then this is what I ended up with so far. Again, this is a very simple demonstration just to show you how to get this effect this effect. Here are the side drips. So just take a razor knife and cut that off right there. And as long as you're taped on the side, it'll peel right off, okay? So now step 3, add a secondary texture using dish soap. Dish soap, UV resin, and a UV light. You're going to get some amazing texture that's not going to be 3D like the glue is. It's actually going to look inverted, concave. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Uh, yeah, we want to take that dish soap, fill it in a bowl with some water, make some bubbles in it, and then you want to scoop those bubbles right off of the top of the bowl, trying not to capture any water. You want just the foam. You're going to take some of the UV resin. If you need a link for that, I will put it in the description. It comes with the light and everything. You're going to take some of that and you're going to fill in all the empty areas that are left with this UV resin and the dish soap technique. Now, you want to work in small areas. The size of the area depends on the size of the light you have. My light is about 4 inches wide by 5 inches long. So I can do areas that big, but I usually do maybe like a 3x3 area at once. So here we go. You put the resin down on the canvas. While it is still wet, you take your foam off the upper layer of the bowl. Again, try not to get any water in there. And you're going to lay it right on top of the wet resin. Once you have your little area covered, you're going to come in with your light and you're going to cure it for 30 to 60 seconds. Now, I won't make you watch the whole 60 seconds. I'll speed through this, but you're going to just put the light over that area and you're going to let it sit there. And then once it's done, you're going to remove the light. You're going to come in with a paper towel and you're going to wipe away that foam and expose a beautiful texture on your canvas. Also, if you want to reuse this foam, you can. You can put it back in the bowl. I get lazy about it. I just wipe it up and use some more. But I'm going to show you one more small area here before I show you this texture and how pretty it is. I'm really excited about next week's video because I take this technique and I create an actual image of something, not just a bunch of circles. And it comes out so beautiful. I cannot wait for you to see it. So again, put down a small area of the resin. While it's wet, you put the foam on top. Hover the light for 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how big of an area you're doing. The smaller the area like this, the less you have to hover that light. I used about 30 seconds for this one. If it's a bigger area, I'll do 60 seconds. But you saw that time I scooped up the foam to put it back in my bowl. You can absolutely reuse it for different areas. So we'll do one more small area here with you, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to do the rest of it off camera because it's literally repeating the same thing over and over until the background is filled up, okay? So let's take a look at this beautiful texture. But before we do that, make sure you pat this down the best you can. You don't want water just sitting on that canvas, or foam, I should say. How about that? So now, not only do you have the raised areas of the glue, you have the areas that are sunken in. So you have like hills and valleys, right? You have this beautiful combination of different textures that undoubtedly will create a beautiful flower, or, whatever you want to do with it. It is really going to create a unique effect. So you can see that I had some areas that were a little bigger. The diameter of the bubble impression was a little bit bigger. If you don't like those big valleys, we'll say, you can absolutely go over the area again if you want to. But you can see you get all different sizes with this technique because the bubbles in the dish soap are impressing into the UV resin, and bubbles are not the same size, right? But anyway, here it is, all covered. I really, really love the effect. I hope you do too. And now that this is done, we're going to add some color in, okay? Again, very simple painting today. Next week, not so much. But anyway, I have some beautiful gold mica powder here. And you can buy that on Amazon. I'll leave a link for it in the description. And all you want to do is take a dry brush, put it in the mica, tap it off a little bit, and brush it over the surface. Because you're working on top of hot glue and cured UV resin, those two surfaces have a little stick to them still. Not that they're sticky. They hold on to powders like this. So all you have to do is brush it over the surface, my friend, and this is the look that you get. You can use multiple colors of mica. You can use acrylic paint if you don't want to use mica. It's all going to make that texture pop out like crazy, no matter what you use. So I take the mica and I brush it over the surface until I like the coverage that I have. I personally do like to leave some areas poking through so that you can see some of the background, but you can totally cover it 100%. And when you're done, it's just beautiful looking. Next week, we're going to be experimenting with this technique with micas with acrylic paint. We're going to have a whole bunch of different shading techniques. So I hope you join me next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here is our very simple and basic, we'll call it planetary painting. It reminds me of a bunch of little planets surrounded by little stars or even more little planets. And it's a very pretty painting just on its own. So as I said, get ready for next Sunday. Practice this technique at home so that you're comfortable with it. Come up with your ideas for your design with the hot glue. And we're going to make a beautiful painting next week. I love you all. I want to thank you so very much for joining me. Be sure to check out the description for the products that I used today, ways to follow me, and links for Amazon should you need a UV light set and the UV resin. I have that down there for you. This looks like pure molten gold in person. I wish you could see. The camera just doesn't do it justice. But yeah, it's just beautiful. So again, thank you for joining me. And until the next one, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy creating!